the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
Well, it is time for the month of Thanksgiving, but we're also talking about October. Just a quick look back. If you remember, we had that radical freeze and everything just froze. It was like, what happened? We had that record low of 26 in Tulsa. Some temperatures were in the teens and low 20s. It just killed everything across much of the area. I mean, the heart of Tulsa still is kind of green and the colors are still looking good. And then we had that rapid warm up. We had some record highs right after that. And then the whole month ends up pretty much near normal. You know, you can't even tell the difference, but there were some ups and some downs, but there was only one big down and one big up during the entire month. What about rainfall? Ended up a little under 2 inches, and that is basically, and just rounding it up, about 2 inches below normal. And for some areas north and west of Tulsa, you didn't even get that. And so we still have areas to try to get back to 6, 7 to 10 inches of rain to try to catch up with it where we're at in the drought. So far for the year, we're at a little over 28 inches. So fall is here, and it's just beautiful at this time. It's not as beautiful as normal, but there are some pretty spots. 65 degrees at this hour, 50% humidity, 46 is the dew point. Pressure is rising at this hour. Metro temperatures in the 60s, very mild. As we mentioned prior, you guys are coming in, the cool folks, 53 at this hour. And we're talking across most of northeast Oklahoma. 50s to the east and southeast, and then to the west, we're more generally in the 60s. We've had a south wind across the state. That's in advance of a massive storm system coming in. This storm system, you can see, just goes all the way down into California, the western portions of California, and now has caused even snow and rain in Seattle and also across Washington and Oregon, and that's heading southeastward, and there's clouds will be approaching. So as the storm system moves to the south and east, skiers that love to go to Colorado and New Mexico, this is a shot of early season snow. There's already peaks have the snow going on, and this is going to be a pretty good sized storm system. Going to squeeze out quite a bit of snow, maybe a half a foot to a foot of snow. Some higher elevations could be even more across Colorado and northern New Mexico. So it's a big storm. As that comes out on the plains, here's what happens. We'll have very warm, breezy conditions for tomorrow and Thursday. But then we start to see a chance of showers and storms forming as we go through late Thursday night, Friday morning. Some of those will be severe out to the west near that boundary. Then that moves across our area as we get on into Friday daytime. We'll be in the 60s, just kind of balmy during the course of the morning and noontime, but showers and storms start to form during the late afternoon and evening time period. And some of these are going to be severe with large hail, damaging winds. By large hail, could be quarter size or a little bit larger. Most of it's going to be a wind event, and then embedded in that could be some circulation, which means there could be an isolated tornado or two. Highest probability right now looks like across south central, southeastern Oklahoma and western portions of Oklahoma. Once that storm moves through by Friday evening, we'll see then the quieter weather and colder as we get on into early morning. So Saturday afternoon will rebound nicely with more of a west-southwest wind and back in the 60s, beautiful fall weather. Of course, as we mentioned, high school football games, a lot of them have been moved to Thursday because they don't want to mess with the chance of severe weather on Friday. Sunday's highs are gorgeous, back in the 60s and 70s. You say, how long can this last? Well, it's not going to last forever. But right now, we're going to focus a little bit more on the threat of severe weather late Thursday night, Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon into the evening hours, isolated strong or a few severe storms. Rainfall amounts are still looking to be about 1 to 2 inches across the area. Again, not everybody's going to pick up the rain. Still focused pretty much Tulsa east with the heavier rains, but at least odds are most of us get some rain. And we're going to peak out on Friday afternoon and into Friday evening as that storm system pulls on out. So it'll be pretty interesting. The risk of severe weather is primarily isolated tornado, a few cells that could have some hail. The wind will be probably the biggest issue, and the wind is going to continue for several days. So we're going to have wind just blowing, and then during thunderstorms it could be even stronger winds, so don't be surprised. So we're going to keep our eyes on what's going on with the jet stream, because once this system gets on through, it gets to quiet down for a little bit. But right now, it's a little bit of spring weather. All right, forecast looks like this. Beautiful weather. Temperatures still in low 60s in the Tulsa area, immediate Tulsa area at midnight. Yeah, 55 in the morning, outlying areas in the lower 50s, nearing 70. Noontime. You'll notice some clouds will be on the increase, and then clouds try to take over on Thursday and Friday with that high probability of rain and storms on Friday, some of which severe. Daylight saving time also arrives early Sunday morning. Next week starts out good, and then gets a little cold late next week. In the meantime, we're going to talk storms, I guess. We're going to mess with sports, I guess.